Would the offender please introduce yourself for the record, stating your name and DOC number?
My name is Jeremy. DOC number 47818.
I'm sorry, can you please repeat that?
My name is Jeremy Rogers. DOC number 417818.
Thank you, Mr. Rogers. Let me explain the process to you. First, I will read information into the record, then the board will conduct a parole interview with you. At the appropriate time, we will allow the participant who have indicated to speak to have their input. We have Mr. Jacoby Rankin, son, who will be speaking in support. At the end, Mr. Rogers, you'll be allowed to make a brief statement before the board votes. Do you understand the process, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, this is the case for Jermaine Rogers, DOC number 417818, date of birth, September 5th, 1978, classified as a 6th felony offender. Offenses: distribution of MDMA in drug-free zone, distribution of marijuana in drug-free zone, distribution of marijuana, 2 counts. Sentencing dates are August 31st, 2009 and August 14, 2014. Sentenced to a total of 37 years. Parole date, July 1st, 2020. Good time, March 18, 2023. Full term, April 1st, 2048. Is this information correct, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Ms. Renata.
Good morning, Mr. Rogers. How are you?
I'm doing all right.
Good. So you've been before the parole board before. You were seen by a parole panel in October of 2020. You were denied at that time. Do you recall why you were denied?
Yes, ma'am. I was told that I haven't served enough time on the sentence, and I had the police opposition against me.
Yes, I show victim opposition, criminal history, revocation history, law enforcement, and history of substance abuse. So how old are you, sir?
43 at the time, man.
How long you been in jail this time?
8 years and 3 months and some days.
What's the longest you've been in jail before?
8 years this time, yo.
This one?
Yes, ma'am.
And you're classified as a 6th offender.
Yes, ma'am.
And when I look at your record, you're a 6th offender, and it seems as though you've had at least 6 revocations, and all those revocations were for new drug arrests.
Yes, ma'am.
What's your drug of choice?
Marijuana.
Marijuana?
Yes, ma'am.
So, and this particular incarceration was also for distribution of, is it meth or MDMA?
MDMA.
MDMA. So you were just dealing that? You didn't do that drug?
Well, I took it every now and then, but it wasn't a drug of choice.
So I'm concerned. So tell me, should you, I do see, let me just say the good stuff. I see you've been working hard. You've got quite a few educational good times credits. You've, what have you been able to complete since your last parole hearing in October of 2020?
Living in balance and reentry.
All right. What'd you learn in living in balance?
I learned in living in balance that sometimes you have to take your sobriety and take it serious and learn about the responsibility that you have that's afforded to you in the future, in the present that's there for you. And I also learned in living in balance that when you are around someone that do drugs, would you stay around them or would you just leave? Or would you talk to him about not being able to, be around drugs or whatnot or whatever, but I would just leave.
Okay, I was going to ask you what's the answer. So you say you just leave.
I'll just leave.
Okay. And I see that you participated in the 12-step program. Are you a participant in AA meetings?
Yes, ma'am.
AA, you still do that?
Yes, ma'am.
How often do y'all get to do that?
Well, in the dorm, we have a dude who facilitated, and we do it every Tuesday and Thursday in the dormitory.
So twice a week in the dorm?
Yes, ma'am.
And you're a member of the JCs?
Yes, ma'am.
So what kind of community service work do you do?
Well, the community service work that I do as of now incarcerated is nothing really, but I help the others that don't have nothing.
How do you do that?
Well, I support the ones that don't get nothing in from their family members. And, like I do janitorial work in the dormitory, but I also, do hobby craft and stuff like that. So with the funds and the monies I get from those, I help the people that don't have.
So you share?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Tell me what your plan for sobriety is, should you be successful. And look, your record is scary. You've got a lengthy, very lengthy arrest history, and most of it is drugs and theft. So what is your plan to be successful?
My plan specifically is to obtain a CDL to make a better future for my children. Help the community, talk to the at-risk children, help my family with my mom. My dad, he kind of getting sick too, help him. This time here, I really learned a lesson by coming to David Wade Correctional Facility. This place has taught me how to grow and become a man.
What's your plan for sobriety?
My plan for sobriety is to attend at least 2 AA meetings a week, outpatient rehab, or if I need more, I will attend more.
Why is AA important to you?
AA is important to me because I found that there was a higher being that I can trust in to help me change the things that I can't change.
And so your plans for employment are to get the CDL?
Yes, ma'am.
What kind of work you did other than selling drugs before?
Well, I was in the oil field. I did oil field service work. I did construction work. I even worked at a poultry plant. I done worked at Atlas chemical plant in Shreveport. They call it Calumet now. I done worked at Fiberbond at a prefab building. I worked at Reynolds. I done worked at TNL.
Okay. So you can work. Good.
Yes, ma'am.
What's the longest you ever held a job? How long?
I held a job the longest for 3.5 years.
All right. Why do you think we ought to take a chance on you?
Well, I feel like you ought to take a chance on me, ma'am, because I have rehabilitated myself, and it's time for me to do better and have brighter things for the future for the children that's out there today. And I don't want them to make the same mistakes I have. And I done bettered myself since I've been here at David Wade. This place has taught me to become a man and not a child.
Okay. I see Miss Wise has a question. Miss Wise?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, Madam Chairman. Mr. Rogers, back in 2018, you had scored well to get into a VOTEC program.
Yes, ma'am.
So what are you doing about that now? What's the status of that?
At this particular time here, they had kind of shut it down due to the COVID. And I had moved over to the south side of the compound. And, I had been injured in an accident to where I couldn't wear a shoe at the particular time. And I was going to take up HVAC.
Okay. So where are you on that now about getting a trade? What are your thoughts on, what are your future plans on that? Because you're still a young man. My
future plans on that right now is to obtain the CDLs first. Mm-hmm. And then I'm going to still continue my education by going to school to obtain my HVAC license.
Okay. All right. That was okay. Thank you for answering my question. That's all I had, Madam Chairman.
Ms. Wise, I just want to mention that those vocational programs was closed here at David Wade by the Northwest Technical College due to budgetary issues. About the time he got ready to be put in the program, they closed the campus at David Wade. So the only program we have right now is a carpentry program and the Serve Safe program. That's our 2 vocational programs right now.
All right. Thank you, Warden, for clearing that up. I appreciate it.
All right. Warden Goodwin, is there anything you can add to tell us about Mr. Rogers?
No, Jerminci speaks very well for himself. Mr. Natsa, he's very well spoken. He's got a really good attitude. He's got a really good conduct record. He's got an honor card, living in the honor dorm. He's got excellent reviews by Colonel Coleman and his work performance. He's a pleasant individual to be around. He does he's done really well here at David Wade. I know he's got a very troubling record on the streets of Minden and Webster Parish with being a 6th offender and being as young as he is, only 43 years old. But, I take him at face value when he says these 8 years has really turned him around. I believe him when he says he doesn't want to come back to prison. And I really think that he's going to make every effort to stay out of prison if he's given that opportunity.
Good. Thank you.
Yes,
Mr. Rogers, is there a statement you'd like to make to us before we vote?
Well, I want to say thank y'all for hearing me again, and I hope it's in your heart to bless me with this parole so I can go be with my family.
All right, sir.
Mr. Nasa, we do have his son who's here in support who would like to speak.
Oh, okay, great. Thank you. Go ahead, sir.
That's my father. Y'all can hear me?
Yes.
That's my father. I love him. And he missed half of my life growing up. I do have a little sister, and we was ready for him to come home.
Well, thank you, Jacoby, for joining us. We appreciate hearing from you today. Mr. Rogers, I think we're prepared to vote. I'm going to vote first. I believe what you're saying, and I believe you mean what you're saying. At least I'm proud of the work that you've done since your last hearing. You've been working on you, and I believe that you're a sixth offender, and had you done 8 years in the first part of your criminal history, we probably wouldn't be seeing you today, huh?
You're right.
Yeah. So I'm willing to take a chance on you. My vote today is going to be to grant your parole. I do want you to get a substance abuse evaluation when you're released. And if there is any recommendation for treatment, you to follow those recommendations. We'll add as a special condition that you do attend, at least for an interim period, at least 3 AA meetings a week. I think that's important, and you've said that's important to you also. And we'll see what my colleagues have to say. That's my vote. Ms. Wise?
Oh, Mr. Rogers. I'm going to be honest with you. My concern for you is the impact of letting you out with a 37-year sentence on the community. I don't want anybody to think that a drug dealer can come to jail for a little while and get back out. And that's what you were, right? A drug dealer?
Yes, ma'am.
I mean, you were in it since age 17, your first arrest. You've been doing it a long time. But the part that I picked up on that I believe you're sincere is that you want to go back and tell some other kids. Yeah, that drug dealer ain't what it is. Yeah, it ain't. So I'm gonna take a chance on you as well. My vote is to grant your outstanding programs, outstanding comments from the warden, and your son here. That impacted me. I think that was the last tip that I needed. But I would like for you to, because of your poor supervision history and your escape history, report to probation parole weekly for the first 8 weeks. Okay. And really get acclimated and realize that parole officer is really on your team. Best wishes to you, sir.
All right, thank you.
Mr. Marabella?
Thank you, Madam Chairman. Mr. Rogers, I've got some real concerns. I want to be honest with you. Your criminal history is horrible. You're a drug dealer. You're a con man. And when you first came to prison, one of your, although you only had a couple of write-ups, one of them was for bribery. You're a manipulator. At least you were in the past. But I want to look at what you've done and what you've accomplished. You have accomplished a lot of things. In the year 2021, you took a lot of programs. You've done a lot of things since you've been in prison. Perhaps it's not a long enough sentence, but you've done a lot of things. But the thing that kind of pushed me over the line today was the warden's comments. How well you're doing, what you're doing, and how you're behaving yourself. So I'm willing to take a chance with you as well. My vote is going to be to grant with the same conditions as outlined by both Ms. Renatza and Ms. Wise. So good luck to you, sir.
All right, thank you.
Mr. Rogers, all right.
Excuse me, Ms. Renatza, I forgot to mention the community service. You're going to do it anyway, but at least 4 hours a month of community service in a way that you find appropriate and giving back to your community. That's mowing the old lady's yard. I'm seeing you out, doing things for your community, individuals in your community.
All right. Mr. Rogers, we've taken a chance on you. Don't let us down. Good luck, sir.
All right, thank you.